All right, I'm on to another project. Refrigerator's in, so that's cool. Wired up. I'm going to secure it a little bit better, so I am going to have a friend come over and help me take it out. Drill a couple holes for the feet to set down into. Excuse me, I'm dropping stuff. So that that'll lock it in from moving around unless it bounces up and out, which is an actual consideration. So I'm probably going to put a block of wood on the top to wedge it down so that can't do that. Here's what I'm moving on to though. Let me show you real quick. I'll just set you down, this is easier. So, saw these online. It's a door latch kind of thing. Well, not even for a door, it's just a latch release mechanism. But I figured out I can use it on my door. And so, you know, you just have to put a switch in through the negative or the positive, pick one of the lines. But here's what happens. This latches into the door, and this is the manual release, but if you trigger it with the button, oh, what's the button? That's the button. So that button is going to get mounted right there. So one for this door, one for this door, one for here, and one for, oh, maybe I can point this one for the big door, one for here. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do these two or not. Only because I like that it pops. I'm thinking about it. But my problem is, if I open one of these up for you, this drawer kind of latches in already and is pretty rugged and holds itself. And with the handle on it, I can just pull it and not be too worried. It also gives me access to these if I need to, knowing that they're latched. I can pull them out, reach up, and trigger one of those. So, yeah, and one on this side here. You know, so that's kind of what I'm working on right now, is just wiring this up. It's really simple. I didn't have to do a very long wire run to make this happen. I am going to, you know, if you're not using these Lego connectors to make your life easy, you should be using these. I love them. I just strip the wire, stick them in, plug it up, cinch it down, and you're done. So those will be all there, in there, and you putting those together. And I can do it off of one line. And it just loops right through all four of them. And all I've done so far is just put my mounting blocks in. Give myself a little clearance. So I'm just putting mounting blocks in. I'm going to wire that up. I will wire it and show you how I wired it. And I'll be back. All right, as I do this, I thought I'd give you a couple other pointers here. So let's look at a fresh one of these really closely. So there's a couple fittings on the end. This one with the wrap is your positive negative, and this blue and white wire, just so you know, it's not what you would hope it would be. You can't wire that to the switch. This is just a signal wire to send a signal back to something to tell you the state of the locking mechanism. Wow, say that fast 3 times. It tells you just to tell you if it's latched or open or closed. So you don't need the blue and white wire at all. So I'm going to cut those off. Cut the pigtails off. Consider them gone. I don't need them. Don't cut the main wire, but you don't need those. And then this wire, the ends are just in your way because, you know, I'm not plugging into them. I'm going into my Wagos, and so I can't use them either. I just like to trim a little bit off, take a little sleeve off, run that back, and then strip my wire, which is really, really small wire, people. Really small wire. I swear to God, it's not 20 gauge even. But with a little finagling, I can sometimes get it to peel using this tool. So, see, sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Really tiny wire. Well, like I said, these are going into these Wagos. Let me just clean that up. You put one in, cinch it down, and you should have connection if you didn't put it in too far. And I may have gone just a teeny bit too far with that one. I really just want to catch the end of the wire. Yeah, see, I missed it. They really don't want to strip too much off. So there you go. That's how those Wagos work. So, hope that was helpful. Cheerio. All right, one more thing I wanted to show you. Besides wiring, which by the way you can see I've put my Wagos on. I'm starting to build these up real quick. I'm going to kind of get into production mode, even though there's only 4 of them. You look, these are the mounting holes. They're really on the small side. I don't have anything to go through that. So I'm going to drop this and then pick it back up and show you my favorite tool. I'm going to enlarge those holes on the outside and then just a little bit on the inside for the threads to get through, and use sheetrock screws because I have them and they're black. So I'm going to keep making these up, drilling these out, cutting the wires, getting them prepped, and then it's just going to be all screw it, snap together. These here will take a little bit of work to mount. I got to go find some screws real quick, and then obviously I still got to put my handles on. Only one of them's on so far. It's all right. The other rest of the handles will look nice. Ow. That one was hot. Ah. All right, there's the first 2 mounted. So I just set them so that these brackets here are flush to the back side of the door, the frame in the door. So I got these top 2 mounted. So the wire runs to here, loop over to this one, loop back, and go down here, and then loop over, go down to this one, and then loop over and go to that one, and that's it. So I'm going to mount these other 2 the exact same way I did that one. By the way, I just used a clamp, hold it in place, and then screwed it in. I'm going to do the same thing down here. It's pretty easy. And then just finish wiring it up. Self-explanatory. Well, correction, by the way. I still got to put these in. So these are going to take a little bit of work. Just noticed a nut missing off of a couple of these. Okay, got to figure that out. Retainer nut, got to find those. But yeah, these are very low tolerance. You don't have a lot of room to screw up. So you got to drill a hole, and then you got to do a recessed hole for the nut. And those are just wherever I want to put them. So here we go. I did a test fit to make sure these would fit nice along with the nuts on the back side. So yeah, you need to drill out a, first hole is 5/8. See, did my 5/8 bit. And then I took a Forstner bit from the, I'm going to take a Forstner bit from the back side, and this is 3/4, 7/8. Yeah, I think it was, oh, maybe 1 inch. 1 inch, and here's why. Here's why 1 inch. The nut on those things fits into a socket, and the outside diameter of the socket is about 1 inch. So you need to be able to tighten that up on the back side, and so you've got to give yourself plenty of room to get in there with a socket. So I have gone ahead, figured out where I want each of these. I have 3 inches over, 5/8 down, 3 inches over, 5/8 down, and did the same down here so that these 4 buttons line up. If I add buttons for these later, it's going to be a little interesting. I actually think I'm going to put them on the inside here. So you walk up and hit the button and the door pops open. That's kind of my thought process at this point. So I'm going to get these buttons in. That's critical to have that ready to go, and then I can just wire everything. And I'm sorry, I should probably look at you. So yeah, I'm going to drill all these holes. Again, the Forstner bit from the back side. I found depth-wise pretty much the whole depth of that shank plus a little bit more, just to give enough thread for that to catch. I think this will look good. Again, it's a tight fit, and by the way, these come with a little black rubber gasket, which I did put on. So I think they'll look good. Nice little buttons. They'll seal in good and stay snug. And that's what I'm going to do next. So wish me luck, because this is a one-time shot. You don't get to do this twice. Because if you screw that up, the whole thing's trash. And so I got to be really careful to make sure I have plenty of space behind everything to work, and I do. Even if I add buttons here or whatever, wherever I do that. So here we go. All right, I figured out a solution. This is a little too high because of the shelf behind it, so I can't do the 1 inch bit. I'm going down to the 7/8 Forstner bit. That'll give me room to get in. I will not be able to put a socket in there. The nut fits, and I can squeeze a screwdriver in there, and I can spin this, and I can tighten it up because I tested it. So I'm okay. That one's just a little harder to deal with. So I'm going back to drilling these out. I got lucky. It was a problem until I solved it. All right. Just poking through. Whew, dusty. All right. Here. I'll tilt you down. That's what I wanted. Just poking through. This one, lots of room. Okay. Now these three, get the larger 1 inch bit. I'm going to try doing this. Not taking the drawer out. Just do it from the back side. Okay, I hope that's enough. It's very tricky. Don't want to drill through too deep. Welcome back, YouTube. Making more progress. So you've seen my cabinets off and on in different videos. It's officially done. Well, one last little teeny thing, but it's done. You want to see them? Here they are. These are my cabinets. Look, I got some pretty cool looking stainless steel handles on there now. I like them. These are my drawers. They do kind of lock in a little bit. It takes a little bit of pressure. This one's actually a little harder. I'm going to see if I can adjust it so that this one stays in and I don't have to do anything special. These are doors. Uh-oh, it doesn't open. There's a button. Did you see that? Did you see? I got to put a shelf in here still, but locking mechanism. Power fed. It's got a safety release, so I'm going to rig up a hidden safety release. But I can pull the fuse to this, and these could all be locked. So if I want, I could put these on one as well. I just have to get two more. I got the switches already, and I can just put the switches in, somewhere. Maybe I'll put both switches right there. You can do either drawer. That would look cool. But I like it. I got a little wire basket if you haven't seen it. I put a bottom shelf in here. I'm gonna put some carpet on that. Monkey fur. That's it. Got my 3 shelves in here. Got one. These open hard sometimes. Like I said, I want to adjust these. Maybe I should swap those. They're a little noisy. But they work. And this is not done. I got 2 shelves going in here, pull-out shelves on sliders. Plus, there's a base pan in there. I haven't put. It's up right now to let heat into the battery because it's not really up to temperature in here. So there. Oh, fridge is in. I've had this for months. Been in a box, sitting in storage. Everchill. 10.3 cubic foot refrigerator. It's huge. It's huge. Looks like a full-size fridge. Not quite, but pretty sure I can put a lot of food in there, in that freezer. Pretty sure I can get a lot of beer in that fridge. I haven't turned it on yet, actually, so I don't know if it needs light bulbs or what. First install of this was pretty close, monkeying around with it. I wanted this further back to give myself some aisle space. So I had to shift it to the left more than centering it so that I had more of a gap on this side so that when I opened it, it didn't hit right away. I could get more than 90 degrees. Oh, by the way, did you notice? It clears my bed as well. So, travel lock. Pretty cool. Feet are locked in really good because what I did was where the feet go, I drilled the holes. They're 1.25 inch. Drilled some little pocket holes so for the feet would go down inside of them and adjusted off of that. Even if you screw those feet all the way up, this thing still tilts back. And, you know, I guess maybe nice if the door wants to automatically close, but that's just useless in a van, RV. It doesn't make any sense. And that's because there's wheels on the back of this thing, and it allows that thing to slide. And I have no way of locking this thing down, so putting those holes in the floor and letting the front adjustable feet lock into that locks the bottom to sliding. So that thing can't slide anymore, but it can rock. As you can see, it can rock and roll. And so looking for suggestions to fix that. All right, my phone's ringing. I'm gonna go. Peace out. Next step, I'm gonna start painting.